Hello, I'm Adrian, and welcome to Fight Scene Breakdown. Today we're taking a look at Bourne vs. Desh. Paul Greengrass was celebrated for his rapid style cutting in the Bourne Supremacy, so he decided to take it up a notch for Bourne Ultimatum, and overcut it to the point of absurdity. There are cuts so fast, you don't even have time to process what you're seeing, let alone make out the choreography. What exactly happened there? You really can't tell. There was a struggle and maybe you saw a basket flip over. If seen in slow motion, we see the beginnings of a cool gun disarm, which is immediately cut short by this close-up, and then we cut to a close-up of the trash. Oh wait, we were supposed to register the gun falling to the floor in less than a second, not the brightly colored yellow wastebasket, the dark gun against the dark background. Now we go into another exchange where nothing really happens. The camera just pans and they flail their arms. Another disarm occurs, which of course we don't get to see, just infer, and once he flips him over onto the bed, he goes in for a beatdown and a series of close-ups. Then we get 3 bursts of close-ups as he reverse elbows Julia Stiles twice and sidekicks her. Again, you don't see the full sidekick, you just see a leg lift itself up for less than a second, then another quick shot of a foot on Miss Stiles for less than a second. But perhaps the most egregious cut for comprehension happens here. Here they are blocking and punching, and then in the middle of the exchange, and with absolutely zero angle change to help the cut, we cut to an entirely different part of the fight. We're at a place where Matt Damon launches a straight right punch, which actually looks to be a Bing Su influenced punch judging by the lack of curving his wrist, and as the guy is reeling back, suddenly we cut to what looks like the man blocking a follow-up punch by Mr. Damon. But since every shot lasts less than a second, you don't register the jump cut, but its side effect is that you don't register what was going on at all. Now, the defenders of this scene will always point out that by shaking the camera and cutting it so fast, it's more real, visceral, intense, gritty, dramatic, and a plethora of other unending adjectives designed to excuse the fact that you're dealing with a very poorly shot and edited fight that ends up being incomprehensible. Being incomprehensible does not mean being realistic. Take a look at this sequence from Jack Reacher. Tom Cruise is no martial artist, but every single one of his moves registers perfectly, looks realistic, and is very effective. Returning to Bourne, rarely do the shots enhance the move, and they last so little that you don't know what you're seeing. Look at this one move in the Winter Soldier. We see the grab from the medium, and when he goes in for the suplex, we cut to a low angle to see the impact. There was a natural reason for the cut, and the chosen shot accentuated the move and made it look good. Or look at this clip from Ip Man. We go from a wide showing him punching the man in the chest, and then cut to a closer shot that follows a movement as we fall down, accentuating the punching and the drama. That is how you use editing and shot choice to tell a story in a fight. You can get close, you can get creative with the angles, you can use any kind of choreography you want, be it low-key like in Jack Reacher, very traditional like in Ip Man, or a little bit of both like in Winter Soldier, but it should all come together and make sense in the end, something this fight doesn't. Quickly cutting with every single exchange or constantly bobbing up and down confuses a viewer. It gives them an impression of a fight occurring, but you don't see anything. The only thing this fight sequence did was give an excuse for future fight sequences to be near incomprehensible, as seen in the Taken films or Transporter 3 and a plethora of other action films. But in order for us to understand why it's perceived as being so raw or realistic, you have to dig a little deeper. First of all, Western audiences generally consider kicks to be unrealistic, ignoring the fact that several MMA fighters have successfully used them for years and they have been around in martial arts that are several centuries old. As such, this fight has very few kicks which barely register. Second is that most Western audiences dislike to see movies with proper technique as it suddenly goes into kung fu territory, which is seen as something unrealistic and never being able to work in a real fight. They would rather see standard blocks and punches. And if you do go into more traditional martial arts techniques such as wrist locks, play them in quick succession where you can't really see what's going on. This relates to the third point which was covered in the Blood and Bone analysis with Black Widow. Hong Kong style cinema emphasizes that the style and energy of a fight come from the performers themselves, and the cinematography and editing is non-intrusive and only serves to enhance their performance. Western style action cinema is the exact opposite. The style and energy of a fight does not come from the performers themselves, but from the camera movements and rapid cutting. This is a result from Western action movies trying to constantly hide stunt doubles and mask the star's lack of fighting talent. In other words, they would rather give you an impression of seeing a good fight than actually delivering one. However, what this fight scene did do very well is its excellent sound design. There's no music, just sounds of grunts and punches, which did in fact contribute greatly to the realism of the scene. This flip out of a wrist lock is also very impressive. The Jackie Chan influence is also well appreciated. Matt Damon uses a book to inflict deadly blows on his opponent and goes up against a man's razor knife with a common everyday towel. The fight also includes several throws against objects, something every single stunt coordinator is constantly dying to do. Trust me, if you ever hire a stunt coordinator to choreograph a fight, I will suggest that at one point they throw each other into a wall or a table or absolutely anything. What's also somewhat disheartening is that the behind the scenes footage reveals that the men really did learn some cool choreography, so this means it vanished due to the shaky cam and fast editing. What may have also happened is that either one or both of the actors was not performing the fight fast or well enough the day of the shoot, which necessitated the rapid fire editing in order to mask that. In conclusion, although this fight scene does score points for giving us great moments by using everyday objects as weapons and its excellent sound design, I don't think it deserves the heaps of recognition it gets. The way it's shot relies too much on the dreaded shaky cam. The fight choreography may have been there, but we weren't able to see it, and it's cut far too fast for one to process anything. The way it comes out looking is all style and no substance. Join my Patreon to get access to cool behind the scenes stuff and a bunch of other rewards. What did you guys think of the fight? Which fight would you like me to analyze next? Subscribe and you can follow me on my Twitter, Instagram, and brand new Facebook fan page, Godzillarex. See you next time.